Today on the Trent Out Loud podcast. We knew this was coming. Breaking news. Jay-Z has officially been filed. A court case has been filed for Jay-Z R-wording a girl who was 13 years old. I'm not even shocked by Diddy stories anymore, but this Diddy story over the past weekend was shocking. Members of the OVO camp, Drake's homies, fear for Drake and this lawsuit against UMG. And this is not coming from me. This is coming from the Joe Budden podcast. Nah, man, I blame y'all. Why would anybody trust the hawk Tuah girl? What up? It's Trent Out Loud, and I'm back with another episode. All right, it's Monday morning, my least favorite day of the week, but the good news is as I have a jammed-packed show to help you get through your Monday. All right, I have breaking news. Diddy's lawyers want to dismiss his entire case, and we also have the leaked footage of Diddy in the courtroom pleading guilty. And we also have news about one of his accusers. She is actually an ex-wife of an NHL player. We have two lead stories. We're going to talk about TikTok's ban, and we are also going to talk about Drake's petition getting a court date for December the 20th. In quick news, we're going to talk about the hawk Tuah girl, Akademiks, Donald Trump, Chrisean Rocks, Neo, Doechii, Vybz Kartel, Wack 100, UnitedHealthcare update, Montreal community contact doing a piece on your boy, Serena Williams, and Ice Spice. As always, we're going to close out this show with question of the day and a little bit of sports news. Y'all know what time it is. Turn your TVs, your radio, or your devices up. I'm about to start this show. Let's go. All right, you guys, we have breaking news. This just in. Shout out to Roberta, one of our core listeners, for sending this to us. Lawsuit alleges Jay-Z and Diddy R-worded a 13-year-old together while an unnamed female celebrity watched. This is outrageous. Sean Carter has been named in a civil suit along with Sean Diddy Combs for an incident that happened in 2000. The accuser, identified as Jane Doe, claims the incident occurred after she was taken to an MTV Music Video Award after party. Initially filed in October in the Southern District of New York, the suit originally named only Combs, but was refiled on Sunday to include Sean Carter, Jay-Z. Neither Carter nor Combs representatives have commented on the allegations. The accuser is represented by Texas-based attorney Tony Busby, who has filed several lawsuits against Combs in the recent month, though this is the first involving a high-profile defendant. The lawsuit alleges that in 2000, Jane Doe was dropped off at Radio City Music Hall during the MVAs and approached a limousine driver to access the event. One of the drivers who claimed to work with Combs invited her to a party later that night. The driver later picked her up and drove her to a house party where she says it was filled with celebrities and a bunch of paraphernalia. And she also said she was required to sign a non-disclosure agreement to enter. According to the lawsuit, Jane Doe consumed drinks that said that left her disoriented and she felt like the room was uneasy. She alleges that Carter and Combs both entered the room saying, "Are you ready to party?" She says Combs removed her and held her down while was doing other things to her. And she also says that an unnamed female celebrity was watching. She says Combs also R-worded her as Jay-Z and the other woman looked on. She claims to have escaped after resisting further acts, then fled to a gas station where she called her father. The lawsuit seeks unspecified damages. Wow. Sorry if I'm literally just mind blown while I'm reading this. I have been saying that this was coming down the pipeline for the past month or 2 months. I am literally just in shock that we are here. And Wright has been telling you about this. People on the internet for years have been telling you about this. I have been telling you that I've been hearing rumblings, and it's just going to be any day now. Jay-Z, Beyonce, LeBron James. I cannot believe the day is here. Tony Busby has filed a civil suit against Jay-Z. Guys, it's over for Jay, man. It's over. I think this could potentially be bigger than Diddy. Diddy is not married with children, and he's not married to one of the biggest celebrities on the planet, Beyonce. The partnerships, the endorsement deals, the magnitude that the Carters have is far beyond Diddy. Together, they're worth close to $3 or $4 billion. This is huge. I've been hearing things in the background that Jay-Z was, paying off certain things. And I wasn't 100% sure if this was going to come to fruition. It's here. It is here. Jay-Z has been charged in a case with Diddy. The reason why everybody knew this was coming is that Jay and Diddy have been tight almost since the beginning of Jay-Z's career. It would almost be impossible for them not to have partied and done some of these things that Diddy is accused of. We all just assumed that Diddy would that Jay-Z would just pay some of these things off, learning that what happened to Diddy, not paying off Cassie. I guess Jay-Z's money ran out, or he just got fed up, or he just said, listen, I can't keep doing, I don't know. Like, this is monumental in hip hop. This is monumental in music, in entertainment. And I know that I shouldn't be so shocked because I literally said repeatedly, like 10 or 20 times, like, this whole Diddy thing is going to change the music industry forever. I think I'm just shocked that we're actually here. The day is here. Jay-Z and Beyonce, as we know it, will forever change after this day. There is a ton of other reports. I just wanted to tell you guys and let you know ahead of our other breaking stories that we have coming up and lead stories. I will gather more information, get back to you tomorrow, and have all the details possible. But this is, from what we know now, this is Tony Busby. We know that he has brought close to 120 cases against Diddy. He has been saying for months that there's other high-profile celebrities, male and female. He said, reach out to me before I expose you. Reach out before I put your name out to the public. At that point there, I don't know what comes after that. We are here. We are here. Jay-Z has finally decided I'm not paying anymore, or I'm not paying, period. And that is it. Put my name out there. This day will forever change the entertainment and the music industry. Jay-Z is now officially documented, looped in with Diddy and his cases. The next step now is the next celebrities. Who is the female in that case? Why isn't her name been put out yet? Where are the feds in this? And are the feds investigating Sean Carter, Jay-Z? Are they investigating Beyonce? Are we going to hear the feds raiding their homes and offices? Like I said, I will do my thing. I will get on the phone. I will make my calls. I will reach out to sources. Tune back in tomorrow for episode 394. I'll have as much information as I can. But the breaking news is Jay-Z has been looped in with Diddy's case. There's an official court case for Jay-Z R-wording a girl 20 years ago. This is crazy. Let's just go on to our other breaking stories. Our first breaking story on Diddy. Sean Diddy Combs' lawyers say dismissal may be required after photos were taken of his notepads in the MDC jail. All right. Shout out to Matthew Russell Lee, who is an investigative journalist who is actually in the courtrooms with Diddy. He put this out just yesterday, and I wanted to share it with you guys. As you guys know, Diddy has been denied bail 3 times, but as I keep telling you, he is trying his hardest to get out of jail. I have sources in his camp saying that he is working with various people, making calls. As you guys know, he actually even got in trouble for taking other inmates' phone time and making calls, aggressively trying to get out. In Diddy's latest attempt, his lawyers are actually trying to get a full dismissal. I feel like they're trying to do this now because they know that their bail attempts are not working how they want to. And this is what Russell is talking about. Don't listen to me. I'll let Russell tell you. Here's a video.
There was actually a midnight filing by Team Diddy. In the morning, there was something very simple. He wants a laptop. He says other people have it. Why can't he have it? But then, near midnight, Alexandra Shapiro, his appellate lawyer, filed with the district court a motion to suppress all of the information found in his cell during the MDC sweep raid, photographs of his legal pads. And at the very end of the 31-page filing, which we've put online, you can find it, said the case should be dismissed on these grounds. So that's something to watch, and we're watching it closely.
All right, so if you guys hear closely, they did this at midnight and literally in the middle of the night. I'll actually give you some more context about the laptop. This is actually a letter to the judge, and it says, "We write on behalf of Mr. Combs to request that the court direct the MDC to provide Mr. Combs with the laptop prepared for him by the government and allow him to use the laptop in his unit, consistent with the way other inmates are using their unit and permitted to use their own laptops." Of course, the letter goes on, but so what the two important things is here is that the dismissal, yes, because of the pictures of the notepads. For those of you who don't know, they caught during one of the raids, they caught Diddy writing notes, and he says that that was notes to his lawyer, and they're not allowed to see that. The prosecution took pictures of it. That is grounds, in what they say, in their words, for a dismissal. That's one thing. Another thing that's important when I'm highlighting the laptop is the laptop has all the discovery that the government found. Now, when you're going through trial, you're allowed to see every piece of evidence that you have against you so that your lawyers can prepare a defense. Everybody, I don't care what crime you do, you're able to defend yourself. And I think this is where the prosecution is making a little bit of a mistake. And I understand them not wanting him to get out. I understand him that they not wanting him to be able to tamper with witnesses or whatever. But they're reaching a little too far with not allowing him to use the laptop with discovery. His lawyers are not only going to ask for a dismissal, they're going to ask for a mistrial. And if they get another judge, it's like, hey, this guy, you guys kept him, that you said that he couldn't go out on bail, and now you're not even allowing him time to access his laptop to prepare a defense. Like I said, no matter what your crime, no matter how severe, in the United States, you're allowed to prepare a defense. So we will see if they allow him to prepare, if they allow him to be able to look at this laptop. To me, it doesn't make any sense. If the government is giving you a laptop, but then the jail that you're in is not allowing you to look at the laptop, like, it's everything that the government wants you to see, and you legally have the right. So this could get messy. Not saying I want Diddy out of jail, anything like that. Don't come at me in the comment section. I'm just saying I think the prosecution is I understand what they're doing, and I get it, and I like it, but I just think that they should tread lightly, because his lawyers literally are now asking for a dismissal, and they are also going to ask for a mistrial. I've seen this happen a bunch of times. So I'll keep you guys up to date. Let's go to our second breaking story on Diddy. Our second breaking story: leaked footage shows Diddy pleading not guilty in federal court after hearing his charges. All right, the reason why this is so crazy and literally going everywhere over the entire weekend is because in federal court, you're not allowed cameras. That's why you're not seeing it on TV, you're not seeing it on CNN. And when you see it, or on Fox or whatever, when you see it, you only see drawings. You're not allowed cameras. Who got footage of Diddy? Who has a camera in the courtroom and got this out? This is not recent footage. If he's pleading guilty, this probably should have happened. I don't remember when he was arrested now. I think it was late September, October, if I'm not mistaken. Whose camera is this in the courtroom? Who is making this happen? It's crazy. I'll play a little bit of it for you. It's literally like 3 minutes long. You don't need to see that long, but because I could play it, but I don't even think it's copywritten because you shouldn't even be having this anyway. So who would claim it to copyright it? But here is a little bit of it. Take a look. You can actually see Diddy in the courtroom. This is the first time we're actually seeing Diddy in the actual courtroom. Here's a video. Take a listen.
You are charged with racketeering conspiracy. And Mr. Combs, are you prepared to enter into a plea to the indictment at this time?
Guilty.
A plea of not guilty will be entered.
For those who cannot see it, the color is not all that great. It looks to me like, Diddy is in a black t-shirt. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, when he gets up, you see him, you actually see him, I think he's handcuffed, if I'm not mistaken. Like I said, it's not the best video, but first time we're actually seeing Diddy in the actual courtroom. Mind-blowing to me. But all right, let's go now to our third breaking story. This is crazy, this Diddy stuff. Our third breaking Diddy story. Diddy accuser, previously referred to as Jane Doe, revealed as Anna Kane, the ex-wife of NHL star Evander Kane. All right, you cannot amaze me anymore with Diddy stories because it's literally every day there's something. This is shocking. Jane Doe has been revealed. One anonymous woman who is suing Sean Diddy Combs for assault has been identified as Ann Kane, the ex-wife of NHL player Evander Kane, according to new filed documents. Anna, previously listed as Jane Doe, was required to reveal her identity to continue the lawsuit. She alleges that in 2003, at 17 years old and still in high school, she was, well, you guys know, SI by Diddy and others, and who after being flown out to New York. Anna claims she was invited to Diddy by Bad Boy Entertainment president Harv Pierre, who approached her in Detroit, calling her hot, and offered her a private jet trip to New York. Once there, she said she was taken to the recording studio where she was given things that, you guys know the story, which I can't say right now. And then the assault ended up happening. In a statement through her attorney, Anna said, defendant demanded that I use my name was an attempt to intimidate me, but I am not intimidated. I am prepared to proceed and hold accountable those who have harmed me. Diddy has denied all allegations. Anna and Evander Kane were married in 2018, have one child together, and has since divorced on July 2021. So I'm not going to put up the picture. I was going to put the picture, but I don't want to. So if you guys remember, we talked about this a couple of months ago. This was the girl that she had pictures of her in the studio. And because of her age, I don't want to post it out. Her face is blurred out, but I don't want to promote those things, so I'm not going to put it up. But we did talk about this a couple of weeks ago, and there's a lot of cases that were Jane Doe's, and I told you guys that the judge was like, no, if you want to proceed, you have to say your name. She is now saying, we are getting this new information, she's saying that Diddy and his lawyers are saying to say your name. And as I told you guys my gosh, it's the word I'm looking for. Oh my gosh. Anyways, there's a word in court. There's a word in court that when one court case goes a certain way, the others will follow. Somebody in the comment section will tell me the word I'm looking for. But anyways, so I'm trying to remember it now, and I can't remember it, and it's bothering me. Precedent. Sorry. Yes. It takes precedent. So when you have a case, the other cases will look and say, hey, or maybe that's what Diddy came back and was like, hey, this should take precedent. One case was not allowed a Jane Doe. So other people are going to have to come forward. Of course, as you guys know, like the UnitedHealthcare guy that got unalived, whenever there's somebody big in something, that makes more people pay attention. That is going to now have the feds pay more attention to that case and maybe bring and loop this into their federal case. Not too sure, but normally that's what happens. If you notice, Cassie took Diddy to civil court, and then because of that, now he has federal crimes, right? So it's sad to say, but when it happens to regular people, nobody cares. But when it happens to a celebrity, an NHL star's wife, or somebody that you can magnify, the government looks and it's like, oh, we have to make an example of them. So this is really not good for Diddy. Stupid of him to be like, oh, don't file under Jane Doe. He thought that she wouldn't come out and say her name. Well, she did. And I'm predicting that he is going to severely regret that. All right, I got one more breaking news about Diddy. Let's go over there. All right, our fourth breaking Diddy story. Remember when I told you that it was a wild Diddy weekend? This is probably the wildest. Diddy paid somebody to unalive Jackie Long after he found out that she was with Kim Porter. It's the first I'm hearing about this. You can always leave it up to Wack 100 to put the business out there. He claims Diddy hired somebody to do something or unalive Jackie Long after discovering that he was with Kim Porter. He revealed the info during a conversation with Ray J. Take a listen to Wack 100.
Diddy wanted to kill Jackie Long because he thought he hit him.
For real?
I had to go holler at Puff. You know that.
Wack, I came on here to have a good time. This is getting foul.
Now, for those of you who don't know who Wack 100 is, we have definitely played his clips on this podcast before. He is the game's manager. He was Ray J's manager. He is in Hollywood. He is looped in. He knows what's going on. Now, Wack is a little bit of a troller. He will say some things sometimes that may not have full merit, but I would say most of the things that he's saying is true. What I am shocked about is that for him saying this, I don't understand how he doesn't feel like the cops are going to come and be like, yo, what is this that you said? And try to investigate. Now, Wack, he's a street dude. He's not going to be talking to the cops, but they might want to use this in the trial. It is a recording. I just don't understand why Wack would come out and this far and talk about this story. We, of course, have heard a bunch of rumors about Diddy, about what he did to Kid Cudi's car, and et cetera, et cetera. And, of course, all the things that he has done, even to Kim Porter, et cetera. You guys know all the stories. This is the first time I'm hearing about Jackie Long. This is crazy. It is so over for Diddy. Like, this guy is never going to see the light of day again. Wild, wild stories. But anyways, let's go now to our lead stories. I've had enough of Diddy for the day. All right, our first lead story. TikTok ban now inevitable after the House of Representatives passed new bill forcing the sale with a 360 to 58 majority vote. It looks like we may be saying bye-bye to TikTok. A federal court of appeals is standing by the House's decision requiring the app parent company ByteDance to sell the platform. If a deal is not worked out by January the 19th, 2025, the app will be banned in the United States. ByteDance has previously spoken out, stating they have no intentions on selling the platform. All right, so there's part two to this because TikTok did respond, but I'll also tell you something that I actually found out from Perez Hilton, that what ByteDance is probably going to do, and it's like I told you what Diddy is going to try to do, it's go to Donald Trump for some help. I'm telling you, like, everybody is literally holding down and waiting for Donald Trump to get into power January the 20th to ask him for help. Here's Perez Hilton. Take a listen.
Sometime shortly before January the 19th, the deadline, TikTok will appeal this decision to the Supreme Court. That will buy them some time. Time for what? Time for Donald Trump to be sworn in on January the 20th.
So it was a whole long video, but more basically what he's trying to say is they're going to appeal this, bring it to the Supreme Court. It will delay it. And when Trump was on the campaign trail, he said that he does not want to have the TikTok banned, and we'll see what he will be able to do to try to help them. Like I always say, whenever this comes up, as a content creator, I feel bad for my TikTokers. I'm not really that big on TikTok. My biggest platform is YouTube. So this doesn't affect me. But, not thinking selfishly, I know I even have some friends that literally are huge and make a lot of money on TikTok. So I understand where they're coming from. But I also understand that if this is a bipartisan thing that's going on, in the US is not very common to have that much bipartisan. ruling. So there must be something going on. And even here in Canada, the government said that TikTok wasn't allowed to have offices out here. For those of you who don't know, this is all happening because all the information is owned and captured by the Chinese government. They say that the government actually owns ByteDance. So it's just a whole tangled web. Let me read to you now, like I said, part 2. This is TikTok's response to the court decision of their banning. Okay, they said, the Supreme Court has an established historical record on protecting Americans' right to free speech, and we expect that they will do that on this important constitutional issue. Unfortunately, the TikTok ban was pushed through based on inaccurate, flawed, and hypothetical information, resulting in outright censorship of the American people. The TikTok ban, unless stopped, will silence the voices of over 170 million Americans here in the US and around the world on January the 19th, 2025. So, like I said, I gave you my point of view of it. I see both sides, especially as a content creator. You guys let me know what you think of this, knowing that all the information is stored with the Chinese government. I know people that don't even want their information with the Canadian or the American government, much less the Chinese government. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Send me emails. What's your thought on this? Should TikTok be banned? Should Trump save them? Let me know. Trent out loud at cfqr600.com or comment below. Our second lead story. A hearing date for Drake's petition against UMG and Spotify over Kendrick Lamar's song Not Like Us has been set for December the 20th. All right, so of course you guys know we have covered this. You guys know all about this. Again, this is not a lawsuit. It's a petition to bring the information forward that Drake needs and his lawyers need to file a lawsuit. It is going forward. It is set for December the 20th. Here's a little video. Take a listen.
We've already have a hearing date for December 20th where Drake is looking for information, not necessarily evidence, but who can I subpoena? Who can I ask either in an oral deposition where someone just gives testimony of, I saw this getting paid, I saw this or whatever it may be, or they get to submit written questions to ask those questions.
Again, it's not a Kendrick thing. Drake is in a contract dispute. His $400 million contract is up. He's up for renewal. From what I heard directly from the OVO camp, he is looking for like $600, $700, maybe $800 million. Universal is like, yo, we're not paying you that much. Drake is alleging, and he wants to now gather information and alleging, saying, listen, because we're in contract negotiations, Kendrick, you guys pumped up Kendrick Lamar's song. We all know it's done in the music industry, but you guys did it because you were trying to suppress my name, my greatness, so that you wouldn't have to pay me as much. And if he catches them doing that, could be crazy, could change the music industry forever. For those of you who are not in the music industry, just trust me. We have seen people like Michael Jackson and Prince do this, and it has not worked out, which is actually part 2 of my story I'm going to get to quickly. But it's a new age, 2024, and maybe Drake might be able to pull it off. Please trust me, and not just because I'm the biggest Drake fan and I'm Canadian. Don't say that we're just bitter and he shouldn't do this. This is way bigger than the Kendrick Lamar battle. He is not suing Kendrick. He is going after his label. As somebody who's in the music industry for over 10 years, and super frustrated with it. I love that he is doing this because they have taken advantage of artists for a long time. Not just artists, but just everybody in the music industry, period. Now, part 2. Remember when I just told you about Michael Jackson and Prince? Listen to this, what I heard on the Joe Budden podcast. The Joe Budden podcast discusses the reality and real threat against Drake after this multi-billion-dollar lawsuit against UMG, Universal Music Group. On the podcast, they said that Drake's camp reached out and said, if Drake is unalived on a boat accidentally, just know that Drake doesn't mess around with boats. His camp is already alluding that the people, the big dogs behind these labels, whose names we don't even know, they deep dove into this on the Joe Budden podcast. Shout out to Joe Budden, by the way. He is a Drake hater, and even he was like, yo, I am a Drake hater. I do not like him. he's obnoxious, etc. But what he is doing could unearth a bunch of things, and I hope that he is successful. And he also thinks that Drake should be paid. He feels like he should be at least compensated close to $1 billion. I told you I heard he's trying to get 6, 7, maybe 800. Joe Budden is like, yo, he should get $1 billion. Drake's catalog is bigger than the 60s, 70s, and 80s entire music period of 30 years. One man is bigger. So I'm trying to tell you, Michael Jackson, yes, was big. Prince was big, but Drake's catalog is it's monumental. And like I said, this is just big for music. Here's a little clip from the podcast. You could take a listen for yourself.
I think it's a mistake. I've talked to some people in this camp, and I'm worried for him. I'll say that.
Okay.
Very
we
worried.
gotta go into detail. Okay.
Yeah. Settle fast, both sides. To be suing for $2 and $3 billion and knowing what that catalog is worth, man, it's some scary shit.
Who Jackson, man?
But like somebody in this camp was like, yo,
that's it.
If something happens to him, no, it wasn't. It was not accidental.
So like, Joe Budden podcast, very heavily copywritten. I can't play a lot, but I would suggest you guys to go and check it out. The name of the podcast is Go in the Corner. And Joe was like, you guys need to go in the corner and come back out and offer Drake like $1 billion. And he's also went on to say that he thinks that Drake wants a percentage of Universal because of the amount of money he has made them. So huge case, way beyond Kendrick Lamar, When I see people talking about, oh, Drake is not hip hop, just as a battle, he needs to go into the booth. This is way beyond the booth. This is way beyond a beef between two rappers. I think Drake has already conceded to that, and he's like, yo, I'm on to bigger and better things. I'm trying to get a piece of Universal. Huge. Shout out to Drizzy. All right, this brings us to quick news. Ring my bell. All right, this is going to be our biggest quick news segment ever. I have more stories than ever before, 19 in total. I won't be able to elaborate on all of them, but bear with me as I get through. I'll try my best, all right? The Tuah meme coin, which plummeted from $490 million market cap to just 40 within hours. Allegations of a rug pull have surfaced, but the Tuah girl denies any wrongdoing. All right, we all know who the Tuah girl is. And yes, I'm not super big into Bitcoin. I don't know about too much about it. So I'm going to defer to a video for this guy to explain more. Take a listen.
Looks like the Tuah girl might be going to jail. Haley launches Coin, a meme coin that I think is going to end up being the end of her. So here's what happens. She starts promoting it, it launches, and it skyrockets. Goes up 900% with a $500 million market cap. And then within an hour, the entire thing falls out. You can't hide things on the blockchain. Started coming out that the team was dumping. And now today, you have investors filing complaints with the SEC.
He went on to say, I actually don't think she did it on purpose, but I also know the SEC. Saying I didn't know is not a justification. What do you guys think? Do you think this was a pump and dump money grab done on purpose, or did she receive bad guidance in the space, not knowing anything? So, like I said, I'm not super familiar with Bitcoin, but like what I know about Bitcoin, it's not really backed by anything. And we have had celebrities do this in the past. We've DJ Khaled, I think Kim Kardashian had something to do with this too. The Rock, like if I were to do anything in crypto, it would be like Bitcoin or Ethereum or like those known ones. But I guess like that's just the risk that you take as an investor. But I just don't know who in the world would trust the Tuah girl and a meme coin. I just don't know. If you guys know more about this, comment below. But mind-blowing that they were able to gather close to $500 million within hours, and it's just all gone. For those of you who don't know what the rug pull is, it's the investors or the people that create it inflate the valuation, and as soon as people get on, it's like, oh my gosh, this is doing well. The people who are buying, the people who actually inflated it are selling it to them, so they get their money out, and then they realize that there's nobody who's really into it, and it's a rug pull. Like, it's crazy. I don't know if she's going to end up going to jail, but like I said, it's the Tuah girl, bro. Why would you do this? Our second quick story. Akademiks' #1 song on Spotify this year was Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us. Yo, Ak, are you serious, bro? Yo, listen to Akademiks and he didn't plan this. Listen to the slip.
The
Oh, shit, I did show it. Now, Not Like Us is my number one. I ain't gonna lie to you. It was. Not Like Us, Bent, Euphoria, Family Matters, and Push-Ups. I don't even know how it was number one.
See, and you just tried to play it off. You're like, oh, actually, you know what? I'm not going to lie. Look, I have a theory. I don't have a lot of time today. We might talk about this maybe tomorrow, but I have a theory. Y'all remember when Kendrick said that he has a leak in Drake's camp? Maybe Akademiks was the leak. Because how could Not Like Us be your number one song? And Ak is always like, yo, Drake is my favorite artist. He's number one. He's always talking to Drake, getting all of these things. Like, come on, bro. If you look at my history, trust me, Not Like Us has been played more than 5 times. People know not to play Not Like Us around me. Even when I was in New York with Charlemagne and them, and they brought me on stage as a joke, they were like, yo, this is Drake's cousin. And I had my hair in braids, light skinned and have a beard, and from Toronto and Montreal. So, of course, they're going to make that joke. And I even said on stage, literally, you could go to the Breakfast Club's page and see me there. And I was like, literally, I'm like, yo, ha, 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 don't play Not Like Us. Like, people know. Of course, we joke around or whatever, but don't play Not Like Us if I'm in the building. I'm standing up for my boy. Let's go. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe Axe is the leak. Like I said, we'll talk about it more tomorrow. I don't have enough time, but Drake, I'd be careful with Ak, yo. I'd be careful with anybody that's in your camp, that's in your crew, and their number one song on Spotify is Not Like Us. Just saying. Our third quick story. Major companies erase their leadership pages after the unaliving of the UnitedHealthcare CEO. CVS, Blue Cross, Shield, and other major companies have removed leadership bios and photos from their website following the unaliving of Brian Thompson. All right. Later on, we're actually going to talk more about the guy. I have an update for you, the guy who actually committed the unaliving of Brian Thompson. But I wanted to just throw this in here quickly that I think this is really smart. These companies that, these billion-dollar Fortune 500 companies, you're never going to be able to make everybody happy. And I'm not excusing them for their wrongdoing. Not at all. Okay. But me being an owner of a national brand across Canada, being a CEO, I had a whole customer service department, phone line and email, like daily you get people calling in complaining. Again, this is healthcare. This is totally different. For me, it was footwear and retail. But hey, I went to this store. I'm not happy, whatever, blah, blah. And I got a lot of backlash and they're not even talking to me. I have a whole customer service department, but because you are the CEO, everything falls on your shoulder. And that's just what comes with being a CEO, being an owner, and making these decisions. And that's how it should be. The buck stops with you. That's what I'm saying. I'm not making any excuses. However, I am saying it is also impossible to always make everybody happy. So, when I first started out for the first 10 years, I didn't put my name, I didn't put my face out there. For my 10-year anniversary, I actually put my name out there. But, sometimes I do regret it. Anyways, I digress. I do think that it is smart that a lot of these companies are taking the names of the CEOs down so they don't have incidences like this. And more importantly, they should have security. Like, this is a $1 billion company. The board should mandate every CEO of a Fortune 500 company, when he's out, doing big conferences like this in front of investors, they should have security with them. Our fourth quick story. Donald Trump posts a photo with Elon Musk in the Oval Office. All right, a lot of people are upset or got upset over the weekend over this picture that has gone viral. Not sure when it was taken. Maybe it was when Joe Biden invited Trump to the White House. But what is Elon Musk doing in the picture? He is not the VP. He's not even in the cabinet. The section of where he is appointed to is government efficiency, which is not a legal branch of government. So what is he doing in there? I understand why people are not happy about this. It's Donald Trump trolling. It's what he does. And you guys know I'm not Republican or I'm not Democrat. I'm not on anyone's side, Joe or Trump's. I try to stay in the middle and just, report what's going on. But I can understand why people are upset. So let me know in the comment section below. Does this upset you? Or like how some people do like it? Elon Musk was one of Donald Trump's biggest donors and biggest supporters. They're actually saying, I heard over the weekend, that Elon Musk spent close to $250 million to put Donald Trump back in the White House. If you're worth $300 billion, $250 million ain't that much, but still, think about it. Kamala Harris raised $1 billion. He got 250 from one person. So, of course, that's why he's in this picture. But let me know if this upsets you. Comment below or send me an email. Our fifth quick story. Chrisean Rocks' ex-best friend says Chrisean confessed to being with Offset. She said, I left my ring at their house so Cardi B would see it. I told y'all how much I love Chrisean and Blueface. I don't know why we're hearing so much about them. I told you guys last week that it was confirmed that her and Blueface got married over the phone. They said their vows. He's still locked up. She's out. They're both married, or they both got married. And now we're hearing that it's true of that whole mess that we heard about Chrisean and Offset. And I love it. This is what I keep telling you guys. I just love the toxicity of Chrisean Rock. I just love it. Here is a video of her best friend telling us about the incident with her and Offset. It's so messy. She left her earring so Cardi would see it. Like, if I was Chrisean, the last person who I want to play with is Cardi B. But hey, she is Chrisean Rock, so I think she actually matches Cardi B's craziness. Take a listen to the video.
You try to home wreck Cardi B shit because you want to be like her. So it's like, you left your earring or your ring on purpose so Cardi could see it? Oh yeah, that's when I went all out.
This is excellent TV, folks. I cannot wait for season 2 or season 3 of Crazy in Love with Blueface and Chrisean Rock. Our sixth quick story. Neo responds to people challenging his poly lifestyle. Neo is seemingly unbothered by those who have issues with his lifestyle. Interestingly enough, his comments follow Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, who referred to the singer as a word that I cannot say on this podcast, all right? It was not a nice word. And yeah, I have a video. Take a listen to Neo.
I really hope that this podcast goes out to trillions of people because I so desperately need the world to know how much of a I don't give about what they think, about what they say.
So last week I dragged Neo for this and I was like, I agreed with Cheyenne and I was like, look, dude, if you are going to be married and cheat on your wife and then be like, yeah, I am poly, that's the reason why, that's not how things go. And I'm just to be clear, I'm not a poly person. I don't live a polyamorous lifestyle at all, but I'm just saying I do understand it and I know what goes into it. And you don't say that after you were married. So the reason what I don't like Neo doing on top of that now is when Dr. Bryant called him out, when Cheyenne called him out, he now was coming back and be like, you know what? I'm unbothered. Like, I don't care what people think about me. Dude, like, if you're going to talk, address something and say, hey, the reason why this or whatever, and keep going. Don't come on a podcast and be like, I'm unbothered. That shows me that you're bothered. You know what I'm saying? Like, people who say, oh, I'm not bothered, you're bothered, bro. Our seventh quick story. Photo of Neo's wives are currently going viral. All right, this is further proof that Neo is bothered. After this came out last week, and then now this podcast, and people were still dragging him, all of a sudden, Neo is putting out a picture of his 3 wives, girlfriends, whatever you want to call it. Bro, this is not a flex, dude. This is not a flex. Use your words. We're all grown-ups here. Putting out pictures of your 3 girls, bro, you're a celebrity, a multimillionaire. This is not impressing anybody, bro. There's not a celebrity that cannot have a picture or have 3 girls in his house. Like, give me a break. Use your words. You want to talk. Don't come out and say, I'm unbothered, and then just throw a picture that's just all of a sudden just out there, like as if we're going to be like, oh, okay, because he has 3 girls, we're all not going to say anything now. This is whack what Neo's doing. Whack. Our 8th quick story. Doechii's tiny desk was an absolute hit. All right, yo, shout out to Doechii. She's one of my new She's one of my new favorite female hip hop artists. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little bit late on the Doechii train. I only heard about her a couple of months ago. I can't remember. It was like at a festival. I was like, yo, who is this girl? Haven't listened to her whole mixtape yet, but I saw that she was kind of, picking up steam around here. I think she was on, I think it was Billboard's hottest female list. I think she was number 8. We called out the list last week. But this weekend, She went from bubbling to literally taking almost as much attention as like Glorilla and Sexy Red. Like Doechii is here. She was on Tiny Desk and literally it came up on my timeline on like 10 or 15 different pages. I watched the Tiny Desk and I have a newfound respect for her. She is amazing. It is very, very hard to do a concert on Tiny Desk. That's the whole point of it, is you have to be really talented. She was amazing. She was also on Stephen Colbert with her and two other girls. Like I think her backup dancers, their hair was braided together and connected. Like just her performance, everything about her is amazing. It's not normally my style of music. I'm not normally like the conscious extra lyric. I'm more like a vibey dance beat type of guy with like, a good hook. That's just the type of music I like. That's the Jamaican in me. But she has the ability to do both, where she is like a Kendrick that could deliver, some thought-provoking, let me go to, Rap Genius and see what she's saying. But she'll also talk that talk, you know what I mean? So really love her. Here's a small little clip, but I recommend that you guys go and check out her Tiny Desk concert. Take a listen.
What's up? All right, Tiny Desk. The one, the only
Yo, if you start out your Tiny Desk by going, that's, you got me. I'm already sold, man. I actually have another story on Doechii. Let's go to our 9th quick story. Our 9th quick story. Doechii says a popular Wendy Williams quote was the inspiration for her song, Denial is a River, after dating a man who liked men. Take a listen to Doechii.
Lucy, stop it. Denial is a river in Egypt. Your husband is gay. He's a...
So you was in a situation like that?
Yeah.
Doechii says she had a similar experience and talks about it in her lyrics. In her song, Doechii recalls a time she was in a relationship with a man who was having an affair with another man. She actually goes on to say, I have a little clip, but you guys know with copyright, I can't play it. But she actually, talks about herself and her liking women and accepting the fact that a man could like another man. You guys know that's very, what's the word I'm looking for? Hypocritical, where people are like, I don't mind if a girl likes another girl, but if a guy likes another guy, it's a problem. I'm guilty of that too, I'm not going to lie. But she was like, I don't care that he liked another guy because I like women, so I don't want to be hypocritical, but I don't like the fact that he lied to me. So I haven't heard that song yet, but shout out to Doechii, man. Just her and her interviews, like it's just really, really, really dope. I really like her. Here's a clip from her on The Breakfast Club.
The problem was that you cheated on me. You also could have let me know up front, what your style was. I'm bisexual. Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Our 10th quick story. Fastest teen in the world, Gout Gout, is going viral for running a 10.04. All right, they are saying that Gout Gout is the next Usain Bolt. I'm not sure where he's from, but I know he's not Jamaican. So as much as I would like to support him, I like to see my sprinters come from Jamaica as a proud Jamaican, Jamaican from immigrant parents, but proud Jamaican. I like to see when my sprinters come from Jamaica. However, I would definitely support him. Take a listen to Gout Gout running a 10.4.
Through his Gout Gout to the Queenslander. He hasn't even touched the ground yet, the young man, and he's boomed away here in the heats, and he's gone.
That's amazing, man. To be 16 years old and running almost a 10 in a 100-meter dash, crazy. I don't know if you'll be able to beat Usain. Like I said, I want him to keep holding the record, but we'll keep our eye on Gout Gout. He was everywhere, all over the internet over the weekend. Our 11th quick story. Trump wants you to smell like him. This is what Trump tweeted out. He said, here's my new Trump perfume and colognes. I call them Fight, Fight, Fight because they represent us winning. Great Christmas gift for the family. Go to gettrumpfragrance.com. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Yo, man. The gifter keeps on gifting. What do y'all think about Trump's cologne? I really would like to know what it smells like. I'm just super curious, but hey, for y'all Trumpers out there, Trump selling cologne, man. I don't even know what to say about this. It literally speaks for itself, man. Like, Trump cologne. Our 12th quick story. Vybz Kartel and Sandra Rose laughs at the haters. All right, Vybz Kartel is literally making news out here over the weekend. Y'all know that Vybz was with Sidem, and she was the one who helped him get out of jail. And they have a YouTube page, Kiss Me Baby. And everywhere you see Vybz, you see Sidem. Over the weekend, he was with this girl named Sandra Rose, who's a Jamaican Canadian, by the way. And she put this picture out on her Instagram, and it was, for those who can't see the picture, I'll put it up on YouTube and Spotify, but you see kind of like their legs intertwined and they're lying in a bed, what it looks like. And she says, "We're here laughing at all the haters." So Vybz put out like a quick little song on his Instagram saying about like, y'all were hating Sidem before and now you're like, hey, where is she? And et cetera, et cetera. I don't know. Some people are saying that because Sandra Rose is an artist, maybe this is a video and this is just a collab video and them in bed is just part of the video. We've seen people do that all the time. DJ Khaled, who's famous for being with his wife and his children all the time, in his videos, he has a person, a female interest model or singer or whatever. So I don't know. We all know Vybz loves the ladies. I don't know if it's a video. If anybody has any more information, let me know. Pretty shocking, though, because literally Sidem was everywhere with Vybz. The first time we're seeing him like exposing another girl on his Instagram and even asking her for a kiss. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. Our 13th quick story. Wack 100 claims T.I. wants to wife swap with Ray J. Remember I told you guys earlier that Wack 100 is literally wilding. I don't know what he's up to these past month or 2 months, but he is literally spilling the tea. Take a listen to Wack.
Talking about the nigga who
No,
tried to
no,
trade
no,
a ugly
no, don't do that. Don't do it.
or yo cute.
Don't do it. It's not okay.
Do you recall that situation?
Hey Ray,
Bro,
T.I. wanted you to yes or no, bro?
Don't.
Now, I know Wack 100 is street certified 100%, but if I were him, I'd be a little bit careful calling T.I. ugly because Tip is definitely also very street certified, and that's the man's wife you're talking about. If him and Ray J want to do a wife swap, that's up to them and their business. But and you have a right to comment on it, but calling Tiny ugly is not the smartest thing in the world to do. Just saying. Our 14th quick story. UnitedHealthcare, accused of using AI to deny thousands of claims, reportedly has the highest denial rate in the nation. All right, I'm running low on time, so I cannot read the article to you guys, but I will pull one thing. They said that their denial claim rate went from 10.9% in 2020 to 22.7% in 2022. This is why there was a class action lawsuit. Not justifying what happened to Brian Thompson, the CEO of UnitedHealthcare, but it seems as if when this first happened Wednesday morning and people were shocked and everybody wanted to look out for him and work and help the police, the sentiment now is, hey, I don't feel sorry for this guy. I don't feel sorry for, his family, his team. Look at what happened with my family. You guys have denied us. And these stories are starting to come out that, he was under investigation. I told you guys on Friday about the insider trading allegations. And now you're hearing that they have the highest denial claim rate in the country. People are unhappy with them. Again, doesn't justify what happened to him, but people are saying, hey, we lost loved ones because of you guys denying us and trying to raise your profits, and for your CEOs and your C-level suite executives and investors to make more money, we have to lose our loved ones. You guys are losing your loved ones. There's so much so now that the person who did this unaliving is now almost kind of looked at as a hero. And I found that there's actually like this look-alike kind of contest that's going around in the US to help him evade police that are looking for him. People are dressed up as him, which I find is a little bit just weird. It's a little bit creepy if you ask me. But the CEO Unaliver lookalike contest is happening right now in Washington Square Park in New York City. I'll put up a picture, and for those of you who can't see it, they're wearing the jacket. I think they found out where the jacket was from. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know where which store it is, but apparently it's being sold out. The backpack, they're trying to find it out, and they're actually now, like I said, the public went from wanting to help them find him to hoping that he never gets caught, and now he's being hailed as a hero. Crazy. This is just crazy to me. I understand both sides, but you guys let me know. Whenever there's something pivotal like this, I like to defer my opinion, and you guys let me know. Do you feel like this guy is a hero, or do you feel like he should be caught and put in jail? Let me know in the comment section below. Send me an email, trendoutloud@cfqr600.com. Our 15th quick story. All right, just a quick shout out to the Montreal community contact. They did a piece on me over the weekend, and shout out to Desiree. She is a Concordia student studying journalism, and she interviewed me for this piece. I have done a lot of interviews over my time, especially when I had a publicist with my doing promo for my book. And shout out to Desiree, man, a young journalist, and this was probably my favorite interview and one of my favorite pieces ever done. I did post it up on my Instagram page. You can go check it out on Instagram. Trent Out Loud is the handle. Of course, I can't read the whole thing to you here, but I feel like she captured the essence of my journey, like how a photographer captures a moment in a picture. She did an amazing job. So shout out to Desiree. She's going to do great things in journalism. And of course, shout out to the Montreal Community Contact for featuring ya boy. Our 16th quick story. All right, had to throw this in here for my female audience. Yo, a friend of mine in New York told me that I have to see this show, scripted show on Starz called 3 Women. So good, so good. Yeah, shout out to the doc for this. So good. I cannot really identify with everything in this story because I am not a woman, but I love it. And I would recommend any woman, male or woman out there, but especially women, to watch this series. It is so good. It's kind of like Handmaid's Tales, where it's like, I can love that show and watch it. I'm hooked on it, but I don't think I'll be able to ever receive it like how a woman can. There's things that I just cannot identify with, right? But such a good show. I just wanted to tell you guys about it. I literally text like 5 girls over the weekend. I was like, yo, you have to see this. Shout out to Mars. She was like, yo, Mars was one of the my biggest supporters, by the way. Shout out to Mars. She's always in the comment section. But she was on like my love podcast that I used to do on Instagram Live. Some of you might remember her, but she was like, I'm going to watch it right now. She watched the first episode. She's like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. She watched the second episode. It's really good. It's about a writer, and she was looking to write a story about women. She was kind of just stuck. She didn't know where to go. And then she traveled the States, and she found 3 women and their stories about just their journey, their journey into womanhood. And the first story, the first woman is her husband doesn't want to touch her and doesn't want to kiss her. So she explores that story. The second story is a woman and her husband who like to bring partners into their marriage, and it doesn't go so well when she starts liking one guy. I won't tell you anything more. And then the third story is hard story to watch, but it's about somebody in high school that was, having some relationships with their teachers. So I'm not going to tell you a little bit more. I'm only on episode 4 actually, and it's really good because these women don't know each other. They don't. The show doesn't. They don't blend the characters. It's literally the first episode is just 20 minutes of one woman, 20 minutes of another woman, and 20 minutes of the next woman. And then episode 2 is 1 whole hour with one woman. The next episode is the entire woman's story. And then it's just really good. The way how they did it and shooting it and how they're putting it together. I love it. It's my new favorite series, all right? I could literally go on for an hour about this show. And I'm only on episode 4, but check it out. 3 Women on Starz. Our 17th quick story. Serena Williams is literally getting some backlash online for a video she posted where she was dancing at a party in Miami. So the word backlash is kind of like overused. She's not getting backlash, but she's just going viral because of how skinny she looks. Y'all know me already. I told you guys last week and a week before. That is my girl. Love Serena Williams. To me, she's probably maybe one of the greatest athletes or the greatest athlete ever of all time. I don't know of an athlete that has won a major championship while they were pregnant. So, you know what I mean? Like, I love Serena. But for those of you who are saying that Serena looks too skinny, why does she look this? I'll put up a video beside me. And it's like, it's the Ozempic thing, right? And actually, I think one story that I have coming up is going to be about Ice Spice and her on this Ozempic thing. One, that's shaming. You cannot tell another person, man or woman, how they should be, how comfortable they should be in their body. And if Serena Williams feels comfortable like this, she should feel comfortable. I like a little bit of a thicker Serena, personally. But for those of you who remember, when she first came out, I put up a picture of her and I a couple of weeks ago, but she was around this size, right? Like, Serena's in her 40s, right? She's had a baby. Like, so her weight is going to fluctuate. Now, like I said, some of us might like a slim, thick Serena. Some of us might like a thicker Serena. My point is that you just have to be happy for the person being happy in her body. She looks like she's happy in her body. She's dancing. She's out here. All the more power to her. She's in her mid-40s, having 2 kids. Serena looks great. And like I said, I will not tolerate any Serena Williams disrespect on my podcast. All right? So shout out to Serena. Our 18th quick story, talking about bodies. Meagan Good and Jonathan Majors literally takes over the weekend with their body goals and couple goals. I have a video. Quickly take a listen.
Hey, you guys look really good today. I mean, you guys are like in ridiculous shape. Jonathan, for you, I mean, I want to know, have you heard any word back on your role with Kang? Has Disney responded or Marvel? If they respond, would you want to come back to the MCU?
Of course. All right, listen, I love Meagan Good. I actually tried to bring her up to Toronto for a video with an artist. I can't remember what, I think it was like Belly or something. Anyways, shout out to Meagan. Love her. I'm not a super fan of this relationship. I don't have time to get into it, but this video seems so staged to me. Like, yo, TMZ, yo, come catch us here. Jonathan will take his shirt off, but whatever. I digress. They look great, both Meagan and Jonathan. I told you guys last week they're engaged. They're getting married soon. I just don't like the calling to TMZ. That's what I just feel like. This whole union is just like to try to get Jonathan back into the good graces of Hollywood. And even at the end of the TMZ, just capturing them, taking a walk, she asks, hey, do you want to get back into the Marvel universe? And he says, of course. So I just feel like everything they're doing is to try to get him back. But hey, I understand. The guy wants to get back into movie business after his court case. Sometimes you got to do these things. I just like when things are more organic or not so obvious. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, shout out to my friend Meagan. Our 19th quick story, like I told you, Ice Spice. Ice Spice is literally, again, like Serena, people are dragging her. What happened? People are saying the ice is melting, or they're making jokes all over the place. And it's a whole Ozempic thing again, right? Why are you losing so much weight? Why are you getting so skinny, et cetera, et cetera. And again, you cannot talk about someone's body like that. I just don't think it's nice. And if Ice is happy like this and she feels she's good, again, my personal opinion, I prefer a little bit of a slim, thick Ice Spice, personally. And if she wants to be out here showing off her abs and she's healthy and she's happy, all the more power to you. Do your thing. I am just a health conscious person. As long as you're healthy, the Ozempic thing scares me personally. I've read a lot of reports, and we don't know what's going to happen to people 2-3 years down the line when you stop taking it, what your body can do after. I'm a natural person. I say work out, diet, eat right, live a healthy life. It's not easy for some people, so I understand. But anyways, shout out to Ice Spice and Serena, all right? All right, this brings us to question of the day. All right, I got to zip through this. Do you think your zodiac sign truly reflects your personality? Somebody said 100% Sagittarius. Yes, 100% Gemini through and through. Somebody says depends on your birth chart and just not your sun sign. Another person said yes. Study your whole birth chart, etc. Somebody says not fully. I wanted to throw this in. I was talking with somebody on the weekend, And she was like, yo, I want to do your card or do your reading. I was like, I don't know if I really believe in all of this. So I wanted to throw it to you guys. Do you believe this Zodiac chart? And like I said, it could go into like the sun and the moon and where you are, your time of day. And it's just like, even if all that is true, you guys know I'm big in mental health and therapy, and I do cognitive behavior therapy. And regardless of what happens in your past or your future, cognitive behavior therapy teaches you that regardless of those things, that you could change the course through solution-based therapy. Like, you want to do something, you can get it done. That's the training. That's the mentality. So whatever the cards tell you of who you are, you could change through solution-based therapy. You guys let me know what you think. Is your sign really you? Do you just use it as like, just like a guiding star, or do you live by it? And if somebody is a Cancer, I'm a Cancer. If I'm a Cancer, am I just a Cancer and that's it? And there's nothing else I could do about it? I don't know. I'm not going to lie. There's some things I do read about Cancer. I'm like, it is me, but it's just, it cannot be that there are 12 different types of people in the world and that's it. That's just my opinion. Y'all let me know. All right, this brings us to sports news. All right, this is breaking sports news. The Warriors are calling teams trying to pair a star alongside Steph Curry before the trade deadline. All right, in the picture I have up beside me, they actually have Giannis. Like, what? Imagine Giannis and Steph Curry. And y'all know my team, especially in the West, is the Warriors. So I would be happy to see this, but what does that mean for Dame? Dame left Portland and he's over there now with the Bucks. And now if Giannis leaves to goes with the Warriors, what happens to Dame? Like, I don't know if I like this. Bring both Giannis and Dame. Actually, that would be totally unfair. Anyways, I'm running out of time. This may be like my longest podcast ever, but there was a lot of stuff that happened over the weekend and I had to bring it all to you guys. You guys know I bring the tea and I bring the news. All right, before I let you go, I want to remind you guys of all the ways to keep up with the Trend Out Loud podcast. If you're used to watching this show on YouTube or on podcast platforms, please try to check me out Monday through Friday on Monday through Friday from 11 to 12 on CFQR 600 or 600 AM if you're in the Montreal area. We do play the Trend Out Loud podcast, but we mix in 90s and 2000s hip hop and R&B. It's a great way, it's a great hour to get your entertainment news while listening to your favorite hits from the 90s and 2000s. And I select the music so you know it's dope. Now, vice versa, if you are used to listening to the show on CFQR 600 and you can't always catch a show between 11 and 12, we get it, you're busy. I'm going to give you 3 ways to keep up to date with the show. On CFQR 600's website, after you click Listen Live, there will be another button that says Listen on Demand. You click that, all 393 Trend Out Loud podcasts will pop up. Listen as your heart desires. There's also YouTube where you can catch us. We do post daily, and we also post daily on all podcast platforms. Just go to your desired site, type in Trend Out Loud, the show will pop up. Don't forget to hit the follow and subscribe button so that you can be notified every time we upload a new show. And again, like YouTube, we upload daily. You can follow me on any social platform. It's always the same handle, Trend Out Loud. Don't forget to check out my piece from the Montreal Community Contact on my Instagram page, Trend Out Loud. Don't forget to follow the media company, Exclusivity Media on Instagram. And lastly, for those of you who are listening on CFQR 600, do not touch that dial. Dawn Smooth is coming up next with the lunch mix from 12 to 1, and Dawn is always dropping the hits. Thank y'all for joining me for one of my longest episodes ever. I hope you enjoyed it. Comment below. Let me know everything that you like, didn't like. I'll read it all. I'll see y'all tomorrow, man. Peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trend Out Loud. Peace.